Today, we'll be learning how to make the classic chiffon cake. This is essentially a sponge cake which is leavened by whipped egg whites rather than chemical leaveners. The egg whites aerate the batter and provide volume, allowing the cake to rise and expand while baking. The chiffon's texture is incredibly tender, has a reliant structure, and has a tight and even crumb. Now we'll be making a layered cake today, and one of my favorites, the strawberry shortcake. We'll also be learning how to ice a layered cake, which is definitely not a must-know, but nonetheless a great skill to have in your toolbox. So, let's begin by making a quick meringue by whipping our egg whites. In a mixing bowl, add 3 egg whites, and with an electric mixer, we'll beat until they start to foam. Then after a minute or so, they'll look like soft white clouds. Next, gradually add in 28 grams of sugar and continue to beat until you reach soft peaks. And this will droop slightly and almost look like a bird's beak. Next, in a separate bowl, we'll add in 3 egg yolks, followed by 28 grams of sugar, and beat until the yolks become pale in color. We'll then add in 42 grams of milk, 28 grams of vegetable oil, and a half teaspoon of vanilla. We'll mix this to combine. Then we'll add in 55 grams of flour and gently fold this in with a silicone spatula until all the flour is absorbed. In 2 separate additions, we'll then combine our meringue, gently folding it into our egg yolk and flour mixture. The best way to do this is by using what's called the macaronage technique. This is when you swipe around the bowl, then make another swipe down the center. As you can see, by doing this, the batter is achieving a ton of volume, and that is what we want. And there's our beautiful chiffon cake batter. Next, I've made a cartouche for the bottom of our cake pan, so we'll place that in there and then pour in our batter. We'll then tap the pan against the bench so that we can remove any large air pockets. Another technique is to swirl in a skewer like so. We'll place our cake tin in a water bath, then into the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes. We'll insert a skewer in the center to see if it comes clean, and this is perfect. I'll remove from the water bath to rest on the bench, and you'll begin to see the sides pull away from the tin immediately as it cools. After 10 minutes of resting in our tin, here's our chiffon cake. And as you can see, it's shrunk quite a bit. Next, we'll flip onto a wire rack, then remove the cartouche. and we'll let this cool for 1 hour. Next, I have a cake spinner. This one is pretty inexpensive, you don't need anything fancy. If you don't have one, you can also use your microwave's turntable as well as a large plate, which works just as well. Using a serrated knife, we'll place along the center of our cake and just make a shallow incision along the diameter. Once you've made a full rotation, we can continue to turn while slowly working our knife inwards and finally slicing in half. I'll also use the same process to trim the top. We'll add some strawberry jam in the center and smooth it out, leaving some space along the edges. I'll then place some sliced strawberries to cover. I'll then add some whipped cream that's been whipped to soft peaks. And don't worry, we'll be going over how to make whipped cream in a later lesson. Using an offset spatula, I'll lay it down flat in the center and turn as I smooth it right down to the edges. It's also important to remove excess whipped cream while you're working, so keep a bowl close by. You'll also want to make sure there's a sufficient amount of cream on the first layer. And you want to make sure you take your dominant hand, mine being the right, and extend it over to the left side while icing your cake. And all we're trying to achieve here is something called a crumb coat. This is where we coat the crumb with a thin layer of cream, which keeps it from scraping off as we're icing. To clean the base, simply angle your offset and rotate as you scrape the excess whipped cream. Next, we'll place our second layer down and make sure it's even all the way around. I'll add a few large dollops on top. Then repeat the exact same process. As you can see here in this step, the crumb doesn't need to be completely covered with whipped cream, but just enough to coat the crumb. However, pastry chefs also like to present cakes with only a crumb coating as they look sort of unique. I'll place a bowl over top to cover, then into the fridge for 30 minutes so that the crumb coat can set. So here's our cake all set, and next we're going to apply the second and final coating. I'm using a cake spatula here, but you can also use an offset as well. Now I'm going to be applying most of the coating on the sides at this stage, as the top layer is thick and smooth. Now if you overwork the whipped cream, it'll begin to curdle, so we want to do this quickly without disturbing it too much. It's time to smooth out the edges, so I'm going to angle my spatula and make confident strokes towards the center, making sure to wipe the blade against the bowl each time. And if you can ice a cake using whipped cream, then you can easily ice a cake using buttercream or ganache. And there's our iced strawberry shortcake. I'll then decorate with some fresh strawberries. As well as some whipped cream rosettes. Finally, I'll garnish each strawberry with some lemon zest. And there's our beautiful strawberry shortcake. As you can see, nice layers throughout with a generous amount of whipped cream. We'll take a bite. And this was such a moist and tender cake. If you've never eaten or made a strawberry shortcake, then you definitely have to give this a try. So that is the chiffon, a cake that's extremely versatile and can be used in many recipes. Remember to take your time during the icing process, and if it's your first time, have a ton of patience because it's a skill that most professional chefs have never even attempted before. In the next lesson, we'll be making a velvety creamy chocolate dessert named the crumb. See you there.